I remember online, Mr. Kapakingi. So I am wondering if that is Edu. Should we go and find out?
Or Maria Meno.
That would make far more sense.
Yep.
Let's hear from Edu's mum.
I was hoping for Edu.
I know, right?
Man, he's going to be like, right,
MP.
Right, yeah, he's not an MP, so unfortunately this week we won't be hearing from him.
That's right. Maria Meno is absolutely good at her job.
Oh yes,
I want to make him.
Where do you think Eric gets his magnificence from?
I don't know. He did have to share it with two other babies while he was 9 months in the womb.
No, I've come across his other siblings, and it runs in the family. Serious.
Oh, so his was it two? What do you call it? Sibling part of the trio of triplets are like all very similar.
Oh, look, it's
awesome
hereditary.
people.
Good shit.
Very awesome people.
You know what? Edu should challenge David Seymour to a dance-off. I still think Edu would win that. Whether it be boxing or dancing, Edu's probably going to win it.
Oh, funny. Okay, right. Well, let's continue. When my buttons work. There we go.
To someone who's been very patient, our member online, Ms. Kapakingi.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Good morning, Minister. I would like you, if you would, to explain the 0.5 million that was spent by your ministry on the urgent Waitangi Tribunal claim, Minister. If you could explain what that was spent on, why it was spent, what it was spent on, and what why are we better off because that was spent at all?
Well, it's certainly a very good question. Frankly, we spent it because we're required to by the law. The tribunal, as I'm sure you know, is a standing commission of inquiry. It has the right to call people to make submissions. If you're called, then you need to pay for legal representation. The ministry was forced to do that, and we did so. What benefit that brought, to be honest, I think the member asking the question might be better to ponder it than me.
Okay, that's right. We're going to go to a final primary by Dr. Webb.
Yeah, look.
Hold on. What the fuck just happened?
I don't know. We're going to have to reach that motion.
Okay. I would like to ask you, if you would, to explain the $500,000 that was spent by your ministry on the urgent Waitangi Tribunal claim. Minister, if you could explain what that was spent on, why it was spent, what it was spent on, and why we are better off because that was spent at all. It's certainly a very good question. You know, frankly, we've spent it because we're required to by law.
I thought he liked changing laws.
Yeah. The tribunal, as I'm sure you know, is a standing commission of required inquiry. It has a right to call people to make submissions. If you're called, then you need to pay for legal representation. The ministry was forced to do that, and we did. So what benefit that brought, to be honest, I think the member asking the question might be better to ponder that than me.
That doesn't even make sense the second time.
He's trying to say that they were forced to spend money because Maori were being uppity.
Oh no, red tape!
That's seriously what he's trying to imply there. He's trying to say that the money we spent was forced on us by Maori, and Maori should think about that.
We got too uppity.
Yeah.
How disgusting.
I'm gonna point out this. Hold on, this one in particular, right? Is done an emotion because I feel that in my soul.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, the other thing I forgot to mention earlier too was David Seymour. All foreigners look the same to him, don't they?
Oh yes, that's why he didn't even know who ran against him.
So shocking. I was too gobsmacked to comment on it at the time.
Laura, I love the name change.
Yeah, be a submission bot. Submit against this bill.
Yeah. Also a submission bot. Woo!
Yes.
I made mention of my not being a bot in my submission.
Well, he probably didn't notice, but two people who stood against him who are not of, I'd say, white descent in the 2023 Epsom election would have been Lawrence Zinan and Nina Sue.
Oh, wow.
And that's just going by last names. And if you wanted to, if you went by last name, you could look at Tanya Unkovich, but I don't think he would consider in that category. And Unkovich is based on Eastern Europe, was it European descent? I think Serbia or somewhere. Laura remembers better.
Yeah.
He was just he was mistaking a New Zealander of Philippine descent with a New Zealander of Chinese descent.
Yeah, so what do we learn here? We've learned that Dave Seymour can't write a bill. We've learned that David Seymour can't tell Asians apart. We've learned that David Seymour has probably never touched grass because he doesn't hang around rural communities. What are we doing here?
I actually think his efforts to avoid answering the question reveal so much other things along the way. It's quite funny.
Absolutely agree.
Okay, let's see what the next bit that's happening.
Yeah.